and welcome to a mod spotlight on Mass's mini item overhaul. This is an updated mod spotlight since April 18th to September of all of his updates in between those two times. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let's get started. So, one of the updates on May 6th was an introduction of World War II gear and a combat belt that can take many attachments, as well as a heavy ballistic helmet, the level 4 ballistic helmet. Let's take a look at these, shall we? So let's take a look at the World War II gear he added. Right here on this table you can see it. We have German mag pouches. Now these mag pouches don't go anywhere, they're actually a vest attachment. So if I take them and I throw them on my vest, you can see how they look. Pretty nice. They give 20 slots. They're just meant to look pretty clean and quick. And then we have the tactical helm. Looks really nice. You can see it on the character. And then, of course, combat pants. If you want to see it, I'm just going to do that real quick. And there we go. Combat pants. Then we got capri pants. For those who want to have capri pants. And then we got the combat jacket. As you can see, they look pretty good. You put them together, they look quite nice. They look like a German. But yes, that is the items he introduced that are part of the German collection. Next, we will look at the combat belt that Mass introduced with this update as well. As you can see, it comes in a variety of colors. A nice dark green here, a camo, brown, white, tan, looks like black a little bit, a pure black, and a pure tan. Now these combat belts have a holster, a radio, and then 3 attachment slots. What can they take? Well, of course it can take a holster. It also can take the pouches from the plate carrier. And it can take 2 tactical bags as well as a radio. Now this is all really nice because it adds a lot of slots, 54 if I remember right. So let's look at what it looks like on the character model. As you can see, this is what it looks like on the character model. Very nice, very easy to understand, and you can see it adds quite a bit of inventory space. Not a lot of inventory space because obviously 15 slots isn't a whole lot. It's only 5 across and 4 down, but it's enough to be able to put pistols or whatever else, as well as the space the holster frees up. And this is Mass's combat belt that he added during the May 6th update. So next we're going to be looking at Mass's heavy helmet. Now this helmet protects you from shots and everything else, and may help save your life, but it does have some drawbacks. Let's take a look at it. You can see it here. Looks pretty awesome. Definitely heavy duty. Let's look at the model real quick. See? And, the textures are really nice. I really like them. Shows some wear and tear like it's been used before. So, put this on your head. And as you can immediately notice, my vision is slightly impaired. I only have this glass. Now, as the helmet gets damaged, this glass visibility, or visor, becomes more and more harder to see out of. One of the things about this helmet is you can't look down sights. So, see how I just pulled my pistol out? I can't look down the sight no matter what I do. Take the helmet off, I can look down my sights. Put the helmet on, can't look down the sights. Now, the reason why you sacrifice the ability to look down the sights is not only because it's a visor and a closed helmet like this, but because this helmet is quite tanky. If you're wearing this with, let's say, one of his other plate carrier vests, the heavy plate carrier or the full body plate carrier he has introduced, then you pretty much are a walking tank, and you can take one hell of a hit. Again, this was Mass's heavy Gorka helm, or otherwise CB helm. During Mass's May 15th update, he retextured and redid the Kavari's textures from scratch. As you can see, the Kavari looks a little bit better. and it is slightly larger, as well as the Kavari's mag was also increased in size. You can look at it now. See, looks quite nice. Has a good sheen to it, dull luster in the buttstock. Overall, looks quite well. And that is the retexture of the Kavari. Another really cool thing during the May 15th update that Mass added to his mod was a kind of fun little gimmick for your players on your server if you are playing on a server or running a server. And it's Dragon Balls. Now these items are not supposed to be set to spawn in the economy, but they are from a show called Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, which was a very famous show back in the day, the 90s. As you can see, we have all the Dragon Balls here. And the idea is that as an admin of a server, or your admin of a server, they may spawn these around the world, and if you collect all 7 Dragon Balls, it's up to the admin's discretion what to reward you with, but the idea is to be kind of like a cool, treasure hunt. Now, the Dragon Balls actually do have the stars in the center of them, but you can really only see them at night, so let's change it to night. And you can see, look at that. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They look really well done. They look very pretty. Again, this is kind of just something fun for your players if you're running a server or if you are a player to look for and to keep. I don't think they take up I think they take up a lot of inventory. Like, you can't just put them in your thing. You have to actually carry them. So it definitely would make it challenging to gather all 7 into one place. But, it's quite cool, and I quite enjoy it. Again, this is Mass's May 15th update, adding Dragon Balls for admin use. Next update we will be talking about is the update on May 28th. Mass introduced a couple of new items, including a new backpack, which has attachment slots, and 2 new guns. Let us look at the backpack first. So Mass introduced the large RuckSack. These hold a bunch of space, and they come from green, Gorka camo, black to tan. Now you can see they hold 120 slots worth of inventory. It's quite a bit. And they have 3 attachment slots with a glow stick, of course. Now if you look over here, you can see every attachment the large RuckSack takes. So we have a tactical bag it takes, a large mollie pouch, which is quite nice, and then we finally have a NPC bag. Now, all of these bags add extra things, but what happens when you add the tactical bag and the large mollie pouch is it increases to 156 slots. The NPC bag holds NPC gear. That frees up a lot of slots, especially if you have a server with radiation zone, toxic zone, or any other type of zone mod that uses the NPC gear. Now, the only gimmick is you can't put this in your hands. You can't even drag it. You can double click it and put it on your back. And once you have it on your back, you can't run. No matter how much stamina you have, your character will not sprint. As you can see, you can still jump. You can still climb. See, it's climbing. But you cannot and will not run. You can also not put this in your hands. It's not possible. So, you just control click to get rid of it. Or drag it to the ground. And that, folks, is Mass's Tactical RuckSack. The next item we'll be looking at during the May 28th update was a new gun. That is the Wolf AR-15. Has an internally suppressed. It does not come with any sights as default. You have to attach sights. It has no iron sights. But this gun is a fully automatic, pretty much killing machine. And it's internally suppressed. You can see it on here on the table. And this is the magazine. It only takes NATO scopes. So you have the RVN sight, backup sights, Baraka sights, and the longest sight being the ACOG scope. It takes the 9x39, which is used by the VSS, and it also uses the armor-piercing rounds as well. This is the RVN sight. You can see it looks nice and clean. And this is the loading animation. Now if I take the RVN sight off, you can see there is no iron sights on this. So if you ever pick one of these up, make sure you find a sight for it. And this is what it sounds like. And that's it, fully auto. As you can see here, it doesn't make much sound, and it does have quite a bit of kick, but this is suppressed just like a AK or M4. In my opinion, probably a little bit quieter than either one of those. But again, this is the Wolf AR-15. Alright, the next weapon we will be looking at from the May 28th update is Mass'sManyItemOverhaul. It takes a 5.56x4.5 round, and it takes a standard mag into its chamber. As you can see, it looks pretty good. Wood finish is nice, and as you can see, it already has a extended risen mount on top of it. This is what it looks like down the sights. Has nice iron sights, clearly visible, easy to see. The load unload animation is cool, and the reload animation is not bad either. As you can see, this is it on paper. I have a mini Ruger with a combat sight already attached and a Stanag mag. Now, this gun only takes the NATO optics. It does not take any of the Russian ones. So we got a reflex sight, or Baraka sight, the RVN sights, the ACOG, and then finally you can put a hunting scope on top, which is quite nice. And then it also can take a plastic bottle suppressor. So you can see it looks nice. The iron sights don't really obscure you too much. And you can also put a ghillie wrap on this gun. Again, this is Mass'sManyItemOverhaul. Alright, next we're looking at his July 2nd update. This update introduced some new backpacks, weapons, and plenty of bug fixes. Let's look at them. So first off, we have the new Sling mollie pack. These are really cool looking because you have tan, black, green. What's cool is you can attach a pistol holster to them. And they have a total of 42 slots, and then you can put the pistol suppressor on it, with the, obviously pistol in it, and a place for a chem light. What's cool is they look really interesting on the character. Obviously you can put any type of pistol holster on it, but this is just to show you what it looks like on the character. And looks really nice. And that, folks, is the Mollie Pack Sling backpack. Next, in Mass's July 2nd update, we're going to be covering the Glock 18 weapon. Now, this is different than the Weapons Redux Glock 19. It boosts a high fire rate, but a high spread, making incredibly close range, but useless at medium range, unless you switch to semi-automatic mode, which you can. It has a fully automatic mode and a semi-automatic mode, is what he's saying. So, this is what the gun looks like. As you can see, looks pretty nice, clean, definitely very good looking gun. It does take a 30 round mag, and as you can see, it fires quite hard. It does have a fully automatic and a semi-automatic mode. It comes in two colors. We have a tan and a green. It also can take a pistol suppressor. Unfortunately, it does not take the pistol's red dot sight, unfortunately. the magazine is 30, and it takes 9 by 19 millimeter rounds, which can be found around civilian areas as well as military places. It's the same rounds that the SGK-5 uses. And that, folks, is the Glock 18 pistol. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the M19, or the M1 Carbine. It is chambered in a 9mm by 19, and it can take several mags. Those mags include the 30-round Glock mag from the Glock 18, the 15-round mag from the Glock 19, as well as the vanilla mag from the Glock 19, and the mag from the CR75 magazine. As you can see, it looks really nice. This is the woodstock version. It comes also in black, which we will look at in a minute. It can take various attachments, but let's look at what it looks like with the different magazines inside of it. Do note that this is a semi-automatic weapon. Here is the 30-round Glock mag in it. As you can see, looks kind of intimidating with that big of a mag. Here is the CR75 mag. After I take this one out. There we go. And then finally is the vanilla Glock mag. As you can see, it's a semi-automatic. The sights are nice, has a little glow thing on the end of them, so you know exactly where to look at. Has very little kickback. I mean, like, I'm barely going up right here, which is quite nice. Let's look at the attachment. So this is the wood variant I was just holding, and then there's the black variant. You can see they look very identical, but both textures are quite nicely done. It takes the Glock 18 mag. The CR 527 mag is not what it takes. Sorry about that. The bottle suppressor is can be attached. It takes the ACOG, the combat sights, the hunting scope, the Gorka sights, and finally the RVN sights. Again, it does not take the CR 527 mag. It instead takes the CR75 mag. Please make sure you realize this when you are looking at this tutorial or the spotlight. And again, that was the M19 gun that Mass added in July 2nd update. Alright, the last update in Mass's July update was the re-edition of his stew recipe. Now, stews are pretty awesome because you can combine 4 stews together, raw stews, to create a very huge meal for you. It's nice because it provides a lot of calories and hydration for your player, which makes it so you can run a lot longer and to play a lot longer without having to stop, eat, or drink. So, all you have to do is you have to take a steak, any steak but human. Human will not work, and combine it with a vegetable or a mushroom. And then you will get a stew. Now, the stews are initially raw. You cannot eat them raw or else you'll get sick or get food poisoning. So what you have to do is, if you take a stew and then you take another stew, you can combine them together to create a half stew, or you can combine 2 more to it to make it a full stew. Then all you do is you take it to a gas stove, you put it inside a cooking pot, and then you just flip it on and you let it cook. What it produces is a cooked stew. Now, do not split the stew once it's cooked, because if you do, it will become the split one you split will make it raw, which is not fun because that's quite a bit of work to lose to it being raw again. Again, this is really neat because it provides a lot of hydration and a lot of hunger, and it makes it so you don't have to stop and eat again for very long. And again, folks, this is Mass's reintroduced stew with the July 3rd update. So we're going to be taking a look at Mass's July 26th update. Introduced a new shotgun. It also introduced a new attachment to the shotgun, the SVT, the PPSH, and the Armsman, as well as it removed the conversion kits of the 7.62x3.9 because it was no longer being very much used and people just didn't use it. So let's take a look at it, the shotgun. So he made the Savage Stevens 301. It's a single shot shotgun, and as you can see, it looks pretty nice. This is the black version of it. I have the other variants here. So we have black, we have green, and then we got tan. If you use a hacksaw, you can get the shorter Savage Stevens in any of the colors. You can further cut it down to make it a pistol shotgun with black, green, tan. It can take buckshot, rifle, slugs, and beanbag rounds. This is the butt pouch that I was talking about that he added. The Savage Stevens originally spawned with the butt pouch, but he hence made its separate entity because of the bugs that it was having. It has 4 slots in it, and you can hotbar the ammo inside of it and pull the ammo out of it to do it. This is what it looks like in the thing. See? Looks nice. As you can see, it kind of like goes over the buttstock, and then this is the pouch area. Furthermore, the Stevens can now take optics. It can take the combat sight, the RVN sight, the hunting scope, the Baraka sight, and the ACOG scope. It is a one-shot thing, so you just push and hold the weapon. The iron sights aren't the best, so it's probably better to have an optic. And as you can see, the kickback isn't that bad. Maybe it is bad, but either way, it's a shotgun. Here's the shortest shotgun, just to show you what the kickback on that is. It's about the same, and as you can see, there is no sight on that anymore, so you kind of give that up. That, folks, is the Savage Stevens 301 and butt pouch. So first up in Mass's September 3rd update, we're going to be looking at some of the clothing he added to the game. So he added a heavy leather pea coat and a dark heavy leather pea coat. They look quite nice, and when they're placed on the character, you can see they look very stylish. It's supposed to be kind of like a detective look feel, is what he says. Furthermore, he introduced a variety of fedora things. You can see they all look really well. I don't know why my rendering's messing up, but let's look at the black one. See, looks pretty cool. Third person, you can see it looks really neat. And there you go. Another thing he introduced is the Trader Ballistic Vest. Very easily to be seen as a trader, so when you're wearing it, people can know that you're trying to trade. Obviously, beware of anybody who pretends to be a trader, because you never know if they're tricking you, right? But folks, that is the clothing so far, and let's keep diving further into it. So with Mass's September 3rd update, he introduced a new type of minigame within DayZ, called the chess set. It's really cool, actually, because you can actually play chess in-game. To make the chessboard, all you need is a wooden log, which you get by chopping trees. Down, and a knife. So you take a knife, look at that, and see how it says carved chessboard. And you just carve the chessboard out of a wooden log. The chessboard looks quite nice and is very well detailed. Fits in a 4x4 slots, and the pieces go inside the chessboard as so. See, looks nice. To get pieces, you need to find either birch bark, which can be gotten from the white trees, or oak bark. Now, birch bark lets you carve the white pieces, and as you can see, if I scroll through these, you can craft all the pieces you need from just cutting bark. So it's really easy to obtain a chest set in the beginning. There we go. And you can see I cut myself a white rook. And then, the same with the dark bark. You just take a knife and you carve it out of the thing. What's really cool is you can set up a little thing, and if you move your pieces, it will update on the board. So if I want this pawn to go forward one, and I want this pawn to go forward one, you can see that they update. This is a really cool mini game. It's one of the first of its kind, and I think it's actually a really fun and neat idea for DayZ. Kind of makes role-playing as like an angry old guy or something kind of fun. But again, this is Mass's chessboard. I'm pretty sure there are some other mod authors that helped him make this and modelers, but this is inside of his September 3rd update. And let's continue looking at the other things. Alright, continuing on with the update, we are now going to be looking at the two things that Mass added. One is a food item, and another is a clothing item that attaches to your head. So Mass added in ravioles. Chef Boyardee, ravioles. He actually looks pretty good. Chef Senpai, it's a pretty good joke. No artificial flavors. Kind of a cool little thing. It has nutrition facts. It's pretty well made, to be honest. Looks like somebody named the forum made it for him. And then we have cat ears. Yes, he put cat ears into his mod. And that's what they look like on a person. That's what they look like in third person. It's just a silly thing. I mean, imagine running around with this, yelling meow at people as you kill them. Meow, meow, meow. Alright, next up is two changes he made. The heavy plate carrier no longer provides 100% more protection than the vanilla plate carrier. It now only provides 30% more power to stop a bullet than a regular vanilla plate carrier. Also, the Mini 14 iron sights were slightly improved. This is not as important, but I figured I would include it. And he also retextured his B-52 gun. Now, many of you probably have already seen this retexture, but as you can see, that's what it looks like now. It used to be pretty much all black. I actually like this a little bit better. You can see that, it has the, rough finish on it, kind of a veneer, I think. Just overall looks like a better gun. And those are his three changes that I wanted to talk about real quick. Let's move on. Next up, we're going to look at scopes that Mass added to the game. These are custom scopes that he made with some other people's help. First up, we have the tan holographic optic, we have the black holographic optic, and then we have the 4x to 6x magnification combat scope. You can see that the models look pretty dang good. I really enjoy his work when it comes to modeling and stuff. Wish you could see through it, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure he'll fix that eventually. Alright, let's see what they look like. So here is the channel. You can see that it has the clear circular crosshair. It's actually quite good. Very well done in my opinion. Here's the black one. And then finally, you can now not only have a sniper scope, if you have a battery in it, you can look down the thing. What's cool about this sniper scope is you can zoom in, but you can also put an additional sight on the top, which allows you to treat it a lot like the ACOG. So if you scroll back, you can see, I don't know why the red dot on the top's not working, but it should probably be a server thing since I'm in the community offline mode. But I think that's really cool. And those are Mass's scopes. The next thing that we will be covering is Mass's new magazine that he added to the game. It is called the Beta C 100 round mag. And as you can see, this is it right here. This can fit onto any weapon that takes a 5.56 Stanag magazine. So you just take it, and then the animation looks pretty cool, and then you essentially have 100 rounds in your hand. Yeah. Now, this magazine is quite hard and rare to find in the default configs, but it is quite nice. As you can see, it's very smooth. You probably get about a good 20 seconds, maybe less, of constant fire with this mag, and that is the Beta C mag. Next up, we're going to be diving into Mass's level 5 full body plate carrier he introduced. Now, this plate carrier doesn't provide any more protection in a specific area than the heavy plate carrier, but what it does provide is more protection around the neck, the arms, and there is a groin plate as well, and obviously still the chest. Now, if you look, there is a black variation, a camo variation, and then there's a tan variation. Now, the heavy plate carrier, full body, can take attachments. It can take a large plate carrier pouches, which if you look, you can actually attach a knife to as well. I'm not sure if that's on purpose or not, but these large plate carrier pouches are custom made by Mass. You can also attach regular plate carrier pouches as well. He also made a large utility butt pack custom made for this plate carrier. You can also attach a regular utility butt pack to it as well. You know, the ones that go on the Smurf vests. This increases the capacity from only 30 to an additional 28 and then an additional 36 depending on it. So this is nice because again it protects, well there it is, you can see the knife. You can, it protects the neck, the arms, the sides, the back. It's really nice. And you can see, you know, like it has some movability. The only downside to using this, and it should be noted, is that yes, it obscures your view a little bit. So if you're wearing the heavy Gorka helmet with this, your view is going to be very limited. But you also can't run with it. So when you're wearing this, just like the heavy the large rucksacks, you can't run with it. And so this is more of a, if you want to go and let's say you want to be the clearing group of somebody's base and you want to send in 4 or 5 guys wearing this in heavy Gorka helmets, you probably could breach somebody's defenses quite easily with these. And that, folks, is the Ratnik 6B45 plate carrier full body protection. Alright folks, that wraps it up for the updated version of Mass's Mini Item Overhaul review. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate your time and effort. Please don't forget to stop by our Discord and say hi to Mass, or even join our server at newdawndayz.com. Again, thank you very much for watching, and I appreciate your support. Have a wonderful day.